Hello, my name is Michael Nuttall. I'd like to take about 7 minutes of your time this morning to talk to you about our strategic plan that will be revolving around improving our patient care experience. We want to be a place where folks want to work, learn, and receive care. Our mission is to provide our patients with the best possible healthcare outcomes. We want to save lives in our communities, and ultimately, while we do those things, we want to build emotional bonds with our patients and their family members. We're the only level 1 trauma center in the state. We take care of patients that other health systems aren't equipped to. Our patient satisfaction scores are in the bottom quartile nationally. And reimbursements are now linked to patient satisfaction scores. Our goal is to increase our patient satisfaction scores to the 50th percentile. We want to set up subcommittees to help support that effort. One being focused on patient satisfaction, the other being focused on employee satisfaction, and the last one being focused on quality outcomes. First, we need to identify key stakeholders like executive sponsors, and then find associates that are interested in partnering on this initiative, as well as partnering with our vendors that may have some new technology to help us improve the way that we communicate and provide care, and then ultimately take information and feedback from our patients and their family members. A decentralized control method is what we'll be focusing on. We want to create a culture of engagement, empowerment, and then create and find future leaders. So while we're setting short and long-term goals, our executive sponsorship will help cascade those goals throughout the organization. By cascading our goals, it'll allow our leaders' evaluations to be aligned, so that this way all of us are focused on the same outcomes. Our unit directors will be asked to write thank you notes, train their team to use AIDIT and keywords at key times. To develop our leaders and make sure they have the training they need, we'll have quarterly employee forums to train them on these tactics. We'll send them home and back to work with linkage grids that we can use as a roadmap to track their progress. We'll also set them up with mentors within the organization to help them on this journey. We'll be writing standards of performance that are focused on building a new culture around our service. We'll be writing behaviors of excellence that will align our behaviors to the goals and values that we hold dear. Our balanced scorecard will track actual performance. So we have an online cloud system to track rounding, where our leaders are expected to place this information from rounding. The information gathered from rounding is asking our employees whether they have the tools and equipment to do their job, whether they've seen or identified any areas or processes that could be improved, and then whether they've seen other people do good things. We want to harvest wins and let others know that your efforts aren't going unseen. And then we also are going to be gathering patient and employee satisfaction scores and comments from a third-party vendor called Press Ganey. We're going to compare those results to our desired outcomes, and dependent upon those results, we'll either be writing a corrective action plan, or we'll just be continuing to try and focus on improvement, with the focus on our patient care experience. There's going to be a lot of challenges in communication, so we need to make sure we choose the appropriate channels when we're trying to convey messages. Face-to-face is the most effective when there's new information that we're trying to share. We'll use that at department meetings, our monthly one-on-one meetings with our direct reports, and our quarterly employee forums where we disseminate new tactics. The one-on-one meeting will be to identify where we are and what we need to do to meet our desired outcomes. Electronic emails are a great way to keep our tactics and focus on people's mind and keep that intensity up. And we'll do that weekly. And then bulletin boards will be available in every department, highlighting departmental scorecards, recognition of the process improvements that have been made and the people that have partnered to make that possible. And then ultimately, we'd like to start thinking strategically for placing ourselves in a good position for the future. So we'll be sharing external factors that may affect our organization. Ultimately, what we need to happen is have our employee satisfaction scores in the 50th percentile. So we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at our employee satisfaction scores. We'll be looking at whether people show up to our training sessions, the quarterly employee forums, and the one-on-one meetings. And then ultimately we'll be looking to cross-reference whether the rounding is being done, whether ADIT validation is being done, and whether the thank you cards and the recognition is happening. If those things happen, we should have a positive influence on the standards of our performance. We should be energized with the positivity. Our behaviors of excellence should improve, and then the patient care experience should improve. And so at the end of this is mission excellence is what we call it. It's really just a process improvement cycle. We want to be better today than we were yesterday. Thank you for your time.